From last Naruto and Ichigo video we did, we went over their abilities that they're gonna have for this fight. The title of this video is gonna be Naruto versus Ichigo with literally every single ability from the verse except for Naruto's
Ninjutsu,
Boruto
yeah.
abilities, right? Shinjutsu. We're not including those. But every other ability from Shippuden and Part 1 is Naruto will have. The same thing with Ichigo from Thousand Year Blood War. Maybe I don't think we're including anything from the novels really, but
Yeah.
the manga, Bleach manga, and anime. We're including
Yeah.
basically every ability for Ichigo. I think we all know that Naruto could barely even beat Yuha alone, much less Ichigo with literally Yuha's ability and everybody else's, like Book of the End and Kyokan, Sanka no Tachi.
Yep.
So this is gonna be more of like kind of a video of Naruto could actually get a dub off on Ichigo with even all his abilities, or even just one of his abilities could Naruto counter, right? So I think depending on how this fight goes, like how it starts, it would give Naruto either a massive advantage or a disadvantage for him. Because depending if Naruto is like going all out right from the get-go, like summoning thousands of like majestic attire Totsuka blade wielding, Yanomir wielding, like
Yeah.
6 pass in hands, like Kurama avatars, right? Like just thousands of them. If he's not sending those out basically right in the get-go, like spamming all like MS abilities and Renegon abilities, I don't think he would even survive just like Yuha being here in place of Ichigo, much less just Ichigo with literally every ability. So this is kind of more of like, could Naruto even counter like Yuha's ability? Could he counter Book of the End? Like, could he survive Kyoka? Like, is his clones gonna affect him in this fight? Because so his clones are gonna be potentially a disadvantage in this fight for him.
Actually, yeah.
Because from what we know is that Naruto can collect information from his clones, right?
Yeah. That's how he learned Rasen Shuriken and shit. That's how he trained that. So he does gain the knowledge and all that shit through his clones or whatever they learned. He would
So would
learn.
that mean, yes, right? So would this mean that if Naruto somehow killed or got hit by one of like Ichigo's abilities, like Book of the End, or any of his like hacks abilities that he could like implant on to one of Naruto's cloned bodies, like when that clone dies, would it go back to like Naruto? Would Naruto just like instant die to like a future trap that Yuha's ability could allow Ichigo to like place on one of Naruto's clones? And then like that clone would go back to Naruto, like the real Naruto, and then he would just like die to the future fucking trap.
Yeah, that would
Like that's kind of how it would go, honestly.
Yeah, and since like Naruto would be throwing out like hundreds of thousands of clones, it's just more of like when is it gonna happen rather than if it's gonna happen, you know?
That's also assuming like Ichigo would do
Yeah.
that. Like I mean, but this is also going with the assumption that Naruto and Ichigo would know everything about the abilities that they would theoretically even have in this fight.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a hypothetical fight to begin with, so obviously they're not just gonna not know how to not use their abilities, right? They're not just gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, Ichigo doesn't know how to use Kyoka, he's not gonna know how to use it, he doesn't know how to use Yuha's ability. No, he's going to. Naruto's gonna know how to use every single one of his abilities. He's gonna know how to use Kamui, he's gonna know how to use
I mean,
Amaterasu.
like he's like both these characters have experienced majority of the skills that they're using in these fights. So it's not like, you know, too out of the ordinary to say that he could just use them, you know, if he doesn't, because he already knows about them. Especially Naruto, like he's been in the vicinity of like most of the attacks in the show. So
I mean, some of Ichigo's abilities also only affect or take an effect when something happens. Like we're gonna have Ichigo have the Hoffnung, obviously. That's honestly really bad for Naruto. Like, how is Naruto gonna get past the Hoffnung? That literally any damage the Hoffnung takes, it just gets reflected back to the attacker, no matter what. And the only way to counter it is to completely neg conceptual based abilities. I think this is kind of like an overkill fight, but this is also interesting because Naruto does have win cons, to be
I
honest,
agree.
against Ichigo. Because if Ichigo in this fight, he theoretically isn't like going all out, but Naruto Naruto's like completely going for the kill right away, and Ichigo isn't, like he's just like standing there, isn't expecting Naruto to like get a kill on him or whatever. Like if Naruto ambushes him correctly, Ichigo definitely can die like instantaneously. They both have ways to kill each other literally instantly. They both have like teleportation basically. Like they honestly this fight comes down to not just like speed. They're both relative easily in speed. Like this isn't gonna be about speed. This is gonna be more about like who gets the first hit, honestly, in this fight.
Yeah.
This isn't even about intelligence either. Like they're both relative, no matter what you say in intelligence. You can even say Naruto has better hands, but obviously Ichigo has better capabilities with like a sword. So
Yeah. It's like all the stuff that he has makes it makes him like even crazier, you know. It's just like it really just how you want to start the fight really is who really wins in overall pretty much.
I think that could also affect how like Naruto would use like Hidan's ability that he would potentially theoretically even use, which some people might not think is busted, but it could actually change the way this fight would go. Like any Naruto's clones get any if any of Naruto's clones even draw blood from basically any version of Ichigo, even if it's one of his clones, like made from Visionary, it might just they might just all get affected by Hidan's ability.
True. And there's like, you know, like Ichigo can create other clones, but most likely it's going to be a Visionary clone, because why would he use a inferior version, you know? Because like most of the other clones he can make aren't as, you know, busted as just the Visionary clones or just replicas of himself. So
This also goes to another thing Ichigo could theoretically do in this fight. He could honestly, with Yuha's ability, I mean, Yuha literally just summons the Stern Raiders. He might
yeah,
just be able to summon like
everybody.
the literal Stern Raiders.
Yeah,
He might just give them all. He might just cast out his abilities like he did before, like with Yuha, like Yuha did.
true.
Like Naruto might. I mean, he could obviously summon like trillions of souls with
Nakanotachi
whichever
South,
one of
yeah.
whichever
Yeah, it's South.
the direction. Yeah, it's like south. Yeah.
That one's
And
trillions in comparison to Naruto's thousands.
Even if the honestly bad part for Naruto is that I don't think he has any counter for is like Book of the End. Like there's basically no counter to it. Like even if Naruto, one of Naruto's clones, or if he himself kills one of Ichigo's like visionary clones, which he will probably instantly use in this fight, how's he gonna survive? Like Book of the End just takes an effect as soon as you like try attacking him.
Book of the End literally makes it nearly impossible for Naruto to just attack Ichigo in the first place, because he's ingrained into Naruto's past at that point. Like he's already there. He knows everything about Naruto, what he has done, and obviously with the Almighty, he knows what he will ever do and what he's going to do. So yeah.
And that's not even including like even if one of Ichigo's clones died, or even if Ichigo himself died. I mean, the miracle literally will make him come back no matter what.
Yeah, and obviously the Visionary clones are also still Ichigo, so it's just another perfect replica of Ichigo that'll also be Ichigo. So
I mean,
Ichigo
the only way
will
to
never
stop the
technically
miracle
die,
is
yeah.
to completely neg conceptual based
Yeah.
abilities. Like you have to literally shut down a person's abilities themselves. That's how Toshiro like was capable of stopping Gerard, because he could literally freeze a person's abilities, like not just like matter itself. He doesn't just freeze physical or intangible. He freezes literally conceptual based.
Yeah, some people will have a problem with that, but that's what it is. That's what happened. Get over it. I will say that like then there's also the fact that like like Naruto's like big main thing to fight Ichigo, the truth seeking orbs, right? Like that's also up for debate, because like Ichigo has an ability that can take that away from Naruto. So with Ichimonji Shirafude, or whatever Ichibei's ability is, he controls everything that is black. So
it's kind of busted.
Yeah.
That's insane to think about, because if Naruto uses any based ability, like any, I guess like what, dark or black based ability like Madarasu, or if he gets like sent to the Kamui dimension, he just controls it.
Yeah, like Ichigo just uses that one time, and then it's just over for Naruto. He has realistically not many attacks outside of that will harm Ichigo, because the true seeking orbs are his like main attack for Ichigo that will hurt him.
There's also no way to Battlefield remove Ichigo in this fight. I mean, he'll have the Kaja Nagashi on like every other Menos Grande he has.
True.
Or Menos has.
Yeah, Kaja Nagashi that can like literally BFR Naruto himself. Like he will be stuck there. There's not really a way for Naruto to get out of that. We haven't really shown him breaking out of dimensions like Ichigo has. So even like if you get like put Ichigo in the Kamui dimension, he'll just come out. He'll just come back out. There's like 3 different versions of like dimension travel in Bleach via like the Hollows, Quincy's, and the Soul Reapers. So it really wouldn't matter.
Honestly, speaking of that, like Kamui, if Naruto didn't have things like Kamui and like Flying Raijin, things to teleport out of, let's just say Orihime's ability would just like instantly kill Naruto.
Yeah, because the Shunshun Rika that Orihime has quite literally makes it so it negates or like affects with phenomena. So Naruto would just be cooked if he gets trapped with inside of that. So yeah.
If you think Orihime's weak, just know she literally blocked the cleaner and attacks from the Soul King.
Yeah, Soul King
So,
infuse
base
Yuha.
Yuha. Soul
Yeah.
King infused Yuha, my bad.
So yeah. Like she's honestly top tier, like easily top tier of the verse, because like not other people in the verse are gonna block attacks from Soul King infuse Yuha, bro.
I think this isn't a fair fight.
Yeah,
for Naruto.
I agree.
I mean, this is kind of pretty over because there's so many more abilities in Bleach that are way more useful to Ichigo than basically any Naruto ability has. Like Naruto already, like in 6 pass form, has all his
abilities,
top tier abilities, and that he's all. The only thing that Naruto is really benefiting from having every ability in his verse is like Kamui, maybe like Flying Raijin,
like the MS abilities. Really, that's really it. Which is sad.
Which won't really do too much.
I mean, I know that like this right here is probably the reason why everyone's going to complain about why we didn't add Shinjutsu. Shinjutsu is fucking just convoluted as fuck. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like that's why we're not adding that. All that Shibai stuff just isn't concrete enough for us to even want to use that. So that's kind of the point why we're not using it, because it's whack.
We're not gonna take the person, like what's her name, like Delta or whatever the 2 androids that are basically Shibai, the corpse of Shibai, right? Like the 2 androids in Boruto, they're basically just the corpse of Shibai, and then like the ability Omnipotence one of them has, that's just like a fragment of like his power. Like we don't even know what it actually does.
Yeah,
like what he actually could do.
And again, that is his ability Omnipotence. He is not him with Omnipotence. That is just an ability name. It is completely different than the actual definition of Omnipotence. Relax.
Well, if you did, Naruto would win.
No. I'm just
get
gonna be honest.
Naruto past Yuha first. If you can figure out a way to get Naruto past like even like just one of Ichigo's abilities here, like Book of the End, or literally Almighty, or even Askin's ability, Death Dealing, like literally getting past those first.
Like it's honestly just disrespectful to have Naruto even.
If Naruto uses clones, he might just be fucked.
Yeah, like honestly. Naruto's like second signature jutsu, his shadow clones, most likely will hoe him in this fight, because there's too many things that Ichigo can do that will translate from his clone to himself that will fuck him over, like Book of the End.
Exactly. If he uses Askin's ability on one of his clones, like that feeling, and then the clone goes back into Naruto's body, like obtaining the information. So think of this, right? Like if one of Naruto's clones got hit by like domain expansion from Gojo, like whatever, Infinite Void, and like had like infinite amount of fucking like information processed into his brain, and then went back to Naruto.
Oh,
like Naruto's gone probably, right?
Yeah, he's,
like,
he's gone mentally for sure, bro. Like I don't know, like that. This is like this fight isn't fair. That like there really isn't a reason why Naruto should be fighting Ichigo. To be honest,
it's honestly like a nerf to like. It's kind of like a win and a lose like thing for Naruto to have that ability to like obtain like the information, or like be able to like gather. Like he can gather chakra with his clones on standby.
Oh, yeah.
And, like that's how he can gather chakra, because obviously the chakra from his clones that he gathers goes back into himself. That clearly means that any ability that affects Naruto's chakra will literally go back into him and then fuck him up.
Yeah. That like literally, yeah, Book of the End is Naruto's like worst nightmare, bro. Like he just sends out a clone, gets hit with Book of the End, he pops.
I mean, not only that, but his clones, so not only would there be real Naruto in the mix of thousands of KCM fucking Majestic Attire, Totsuka Blade, Yadomir wielding, and then they would all be under Kyoka or Shinji's Bankai, or just like you know, any of the other two to multitude of mental manipulating. They would just
Yeah.
all start trying to attack Naruto, probably.
Yeah, because like again, like there's just too much shit that
Dude,
Ichigo has
imagine all the fucking majestic attire Totsuka Blade avatars just
fighting
like
each
start
other,
poking
bro.
each other.
Yeah.
They just
Like
start disappearing out of
Naruto's gonna get poked by the Tosca Blade and lose, bro. Like that's just how it's gonna be.
He's gonna be like, "What are you guys doing? Stop fighting each other! What
Yeah.
the fuck?"
Because okay, I will say, yeah, there is literally no way Naruto is gonna counter Kyoka. There's not even an in canon way to counter Kyoko or escape Kyoka. So
If you downplay Kyoka, if you want to downplay Kyoka, just know Yuha literally can see universes, like parallel universes, timelines, like grains of sand. So you can see multiverses, like grains of sand, and each one of those grains of sands was affected by Kyoka Suigetsu. Each single one. And Yuha was still under Kyoka Suigetsu under every single one.
Yeah.
Didn't even mention like any literal Aikidos. Like honestly, like you could just give Ichigo the Almighty and it would be enough for probably Naruto with every single one ability, every single one of his abilities.
Yeah,
because this was like a thing. You always see this shit on Instagram, like Luffy with every devil fruit, Naruto with infinite chakra. Like why do they always give Naruto infinite chakra, but nobody else have like infinite?
And then Ichigo just get all abilities. Like
they only give Ichigo like, Ichigo only gets like every Shikai, but Naruto gets infinite chakra, every dojutsu,
exactly.
every other jutsu. Like
these stupid ass like hypothesis like theory videos where we like say that all of them gets the other ability are just plain dumb, because we're just gonna be honest, they're not beating Ichigo.
I think Luffy with every ability versus Naruto would slightly be better, except Naruto would definitely dumpster Luffy.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been a more interesting video, but we just had to do this one because everyone's out here like Ichigo sucks. Ichigo's mountain level. How about you read the fucking manga, buddy? Like, go look at Ichigo with all abilities video, bro. Yeah.
Boruto.
Yeah, how about you watching Boruto over Ichigo, bro?
Boruto.
Yeah, I mean, even if we gave Naruto Shinjutsu, he would lose. It doesn't matter. He's not getting past even Yuha.
Yuha still solos all of Boruto. I don't care what anyone says.
Shibai's 5D. We already cooked y'all about Shibai, bro. We have a whole video about it. Complain.
Honestly, Ichigo with this version of Ichigo with every ability that we gave him, especially you can go watch the video of every ability we gave him in Naruto. This would probably dumpster like a lot of versions of Goku. Like it would take like Super Goku to stop this version of Ichigo. There is another ability in Naruto that we didn't really talk about. It's like what Tsunade's not brother, but like not Tsunade's brother or anything, but like her lover interest whenever that died. Like he could literally turn into like a spiritual like form. Technically, like I forgot what type of jutsu, but he's like the only person to be able to just like literally turn into a complete spirit in like Naruto. Which
would I guess put them on like similar levels, I guess, like as in like their spiritual.
He can only travel like in that form. I think I don't know exactly what the form does, but I know like Naruto theoretically could go into a spiritual form in this fight, but I'm not sure what he'd be able to do in it. Like he might be able to use like dojutsu abilities, but I mean that also might just be bad for Naruto. Like as soon as he turns into like anything spiritual, it just gets negged instantly by like Ichigo spiritual pressure regardless.
Yeah, once Naruto becomes like a spiritual entity, a spiritual pressure will just destroy him. Like that's just how it is, bro.
I mean, honestly, Ichigo could just have like he could just keep creating clones of himself, even if he can only create one. He just has them go into the pack of Naruto's like Kurama clones, right? And just like suicide bombs with like fucking Rukia's ability every time.
I think we talked about most of the stuff that'll go on. Obviously we skipped a bunch of shit because we realized Naruto kind of gets hoed by his abilities.
If it was just straight up Ichigo with the Almighty, I mean, all he has to do is place future traps, and Naruto literally cannot see the future.
Yeah.
Precognition is not helping you. Future hockey, like hockey observation hockey, is literally not saving you from fucking getting hit by the literal future. Like it's not the same thing as precognition.
Like if anything, like the observation hockey is just gonna see you get your ass whooped, bro. That's all really how it's gonna be, bro.
Yeah, you'll see it and you won't be able to stop it still.
Like you're gonna like Luffy's gonna look into the future, see this trap, and then he's gonna get cooked by it because he's not gonna be able to do anything to it, bro. So even if we put Luffy in this fight, he would lose this as well. So
I mean, it could literally be base Ichigo versus Luffy with every devil fruit, every literal ability in fucking One Piece, and he'd get dumpstered.
Terrible time for the rest of the big three. Ichigo better. Cry about it.
Yep.